So when I was growing up, my mom said I could do anything that a man can do. Well, I built a house. On a more serious note, I think that, don't let anything get in the way of your dreams. If you want to build a house, you can build a house. You build it, we'll be there for you. Hey, if a single mom with 2 kids, a demanding job, and an 80-year-old mother can build a home, I'm pretty sure you can. I absolutely love You Build It.
Homes in your hands, you build it. You build it's the place to go to build your home with people who know. Outstanding service, remodeling too. Your home's in your hands, you build it. Plumbers to roofers and cabinets too. We find the best people and value for you. Hammer all day or hire a crew. It's up to you. Your home's in your hands, you build it.
Hi everybody, thank you for being with us. We're so excited to be here at this beautiful home that single mom Heather Brett built. I am so amazed by her. I love what she achieved. I love how beautifully she followed the You Build It system, the savings they had and everything else, but truly, what a neat home. As we're gonna walk around, we're gonna see some of the beautiful little features, and this is a little bit unique, as you can see, and I hope like me you think it's beautiful, but even if it's not your taste, I know you have to respect how cool it is, and one of the wonderful things about You Build It.
As a family-owned and operated business, Complete Interiors is the one place to shop to give that extra touch of beauty and elegance to your home. Our cabinets have a baked-on finish that is extremely durable and easy to clean, as well as soft-closed doors and drawers. Complete Interiors offers a wide variety of backsplash options to complete your design, as well as flooring. From our wood look tile to carpet or hardwood, Complete Interiors can help you beautify your home.
Hi, Bob Broderick. You Build It and You Remodel It have helped over 1,000 Oklahomans build or remodel their own custom home. For more information, for project photos, for interviews with clients, please visit youbuildit.com. We are very, very excited to be sitting here with Heather, and thank you so much for making time for us.
Not a problem.
Tell us a little bit about the home and about the job and wherever you want to begin, and we'll flow from there.
Okay. Well, I agree with you. I think that, we really are only 2 or 3 generations away from a time when family did take care of family. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad to see that. I think we're getting back to that. And I know that's what happened in our family. Yeah. My mom is going to be 81 this year, and she's very independent and she wants her own space, but she just was getting to the age where she needed to have someone close. We looked everywhere in Edmond and really all around Edmond, and there just are no homes that you can buy that have the mother-in-law plan, but she is my mother, not in-law. And so we decided to just create our own. The one thing that I was scared of at first was I'm a single mom, 2 kids with an 80-year-old mother. Mm-hmm. Can I do this, right? I don't have the dad, the brother, the husband, the boyfriend that I'm calling to say, is that joist in the right place? Mm-hmm. And do I even know what a joist is, right? So, I thought, well, you know what? You're never going to learn what you can do until you do it. So I made the meeting, and it was a fantastic meeting with you guys. You really put a lot of my concerns at ease. You explained to me how we just basically go step through step, and it's more about being organized and reading the material and making decisions and staying on top of things, not about whether I know the difference between a certain kind of wrench or a hammer. And that's what I learned. Yes. So anyway, so we set out to find the perfect piece of property, which we did. I wanted something where I feel like I'm in the woods. I don't want to be house next to each other. We found it, and we started building.
Tell me a little about the kitchen, because I already told you I think you're an amazing decorator, and I love the things you've done. Yes. But any stories, or did you just find the farm sink and the cool butcher block?
I mean, I think it's, if you've ever watched HGTV, right, and you sit there, years, men and women both, you watch them and you you just think, gosh, wouldn't it be cool to do that? Wouldn't it be cool to have my own crew that I can just decide what I want to do? And then it's like a dream come true when you decide to go through You Build It and build a home. That's exactly what it is. It's like your own TV show, So it was just years of things that I've always wanted in a home. I really love the look of the farm sink, the beadboard in the background. I have open shelves for the mason jars that I use for drinks and that type of thing. But then there's a lot of space in my pantry and all of these cupboards and cupboards down here for the things that maybe aren't perfectly matched, like my white plates that I want, shoved under there, the Tupperware and the funny plastic cups. So that was important to me. I think the most important thing to me was I wanted the space to be livable in the sense that we live here. My daughter's here, my son's here, her friends, her boyfriends, whatever it is. And I'm here cooking, we're having snacks, they're doing homework, they're watching TV, and we're all together, but we're all able to do what we need to do. I'm not in the cave making food for everyone and bringing it out. So this piece here, I love this. I had this giant butcher block made, and you just learn about where to get the best deals. You don't say yes to the first price that you see. You look around and you find it. And then there's so much that you learn. For example, when I first got this, Ron Brown was my consultant. He's amazing. And it's here, and I'm thinking, oh, cool, my butcher block's here. And then he's like, you're gonna cover that, right? Or we better put some conditioning on that. Things that I would not have known because I don't build homes. He was there to help me with. So we were able to slap some conditioner on it. We were able to cover it with plastic so that it would stay nice. Now, if I was building on my home and I didn't have a consultant, it probably would have cracked or who knows what could have happened. I wouldn't have known to do that.
Yes, and listen, you said it so beautifully earlier, and I loved it because I try to teach all the time, but hearing from somebody else another way sometimes helps get through. But we don't need you to learn the ins and outs. Now, yes, you do know what a joist is.
I do now know what a joist is. I know all of that.
It's a matter of knowing what do you want, what size do you want, what features do you want, how to blend them, how to structure it into a budget before you ever begin so that you know, and then we just set out the manual and the flow, and you just have to follow the flow chart and the steps. Write the checks when it's due, and meet with your consultant, please, and follow through on the steps. Now, you mentioned money, so I always like to ask if you'll forgive me, and if it's private, don't. Do you mind going over the cost to build and what your equity was and size?
You know what? I told you I'd get you that information. I did not. But I can tell you this. The entire time that I was working on this, the consultant was always very good at saying, where are we at in budget? How much are you over here? How much are you under here? Because it's never going to be exactly the same. So you have something budgeted for each line. And if I saved $500 on concrete, then that means I might be able to get that barn door that I wanted, you know? And so for me, it was almost became a game. Like, how can I save a couple of hundred in a few categories so I can get this really cool, farm sink that I want? And so that's how we worked it. And he was really helpful in that.
So you did a great job. I know you saved well. What was your favorite part of building this home?
Well, I'll tell you this little story. I don't know if this really answers your question. But when I'm sitting here in this house, I know everything in this house inside and out, which is bizarre, especially as a woman, right? Sitting here thinking, I absolutely know where everything is and what it looks like inside these walls. But the flip side of that is that when we're sitting here, if there's something I didn't do that's quite right, there's a couple little things I probably would have done different that were my decisions, nothing to do with you built it. But in any other house, I could be like, well, what kind of idiot puts that plug there? But that would be me. So if there's ever something that doesn't seem convenient, I have no one to blame but myself. So that's an interesting thing.
You just think it was done right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you just say, wow, this is how I planned it. But I do sit here. My favorite part of this house is my fireplace. The one thing I absolutely had to have was a big, beautiful fireplace that was a wood burning fireplace, not just the click the switch on. I camp. I'm an outdoorsy person. I didn't want that. And I light my fire and I sit on my couch and I sit here and I just think, how can I not love everything about this house? How could you not love being able to choose everything in your home exactly how you want it? It really is like a dream come true. Some people dream of, the Cinderella thing. I'm dreaming of this beautiful house and I got it. And it's quite a story. And my mom and I are very happy here and it feels like the right thing to do.
When you are worried, give us a call, check into it. We would love to hear from you. But trust me, the system flows. We can adapt to you. You will be able to handle this.
That if there's something that you want to do, if you take your time and you set goals and you work hard, you can get that. And then I applied that to everything in my life. I went back to school, got a master's degree. And part of that success I'm feeling is you build it and building this home. You just got to go for it and believe in yourself. And especially if you know that there's someone there that's guiding you.
Yes.
You know, I would never have ventured to do this on my own without having you build it or consultant there. But it's been a great experience. And again, you know, just don't let anybody or anything stop you doing from what you want to do. There's always something like you build it to help you.
Now you were saying you just had an idea and you go.
Okay, so what I did is I went online and I looked at a bunch of different plans in some magazines and architectural books and things like that. And then I took everything I liked and I went to a design studio and basically sat down with someone and designed my own home. They did all the tough work, the measurement and how to make it all work. I just said, I like this, I don't like that, put this there, don't take that, you know, that kind of stuff. So that was how the house design came to be. I mean, you can buy a design that's, you know, $1,500 on the internet and you're going to get this house that looks like everybody else's house because everyone else bought it on the internet. Or you can just print some stuff off the internet and create your own design for just about the same amount of money. So that's what I chose to do. And like I said, I love going through magazines and HGTV and all that, and I don't want to waste any space. And so, you know, it's silly to waste space under the stairs. I could put it as storage. But with my job, I'm traveling all the time, so my office really is my car. But there are times when I just need to have, you know, one spot where I have my laptop and I do everything. So I made that little office nook. I took 2 pictures and gave it to the carpenter, and he was wonderful. It was just brilliant. And he looked at me kind of like, I don't know, if you want this, that's cool. He couldn't figure out why I wanted it. And then once I did it, you know, once he was done, he said, this turned out really well. So, I mean, I've got a file cabinet in the bench there. You know, I've got the shelves there for all of my books. And then I've got plugs and everything. So I have my printer right underneath there. So it doesn't take away from the room. And I can sit there and do some emails and whatnot and still be a part of what's going on with the family. They're here, TV, coffee, homework, whatever. And I'm not tucked away somewhere missing anything.
And now we were discussing, as we get a photo of the main living room, that you're on this beautiful solid rock hill and you're sitting up with the incredible view and the thick trees. You wanted to have the feel of the forest. So I want to let you tell it because you will tell it better, but I love that you're explaining your goal with your windows.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to feel like when I was sitting in my living room that I was sitting in the forest, you know, and the best way to do that would be to get giant windows, lots of them. But I also wanted the fireplace. That was really important for me to have the wood burning fireplace. So I ended up getting really, really big windows. The French doors leading out to the porch, which when you go out onto the porch, again, you essentially feel like you're in the forest. And then I created a space down into the woods area where we could have, you know, fire, guitar playing.
Yeah, get marshmallows,
the whole 9 yards. Yeah,
that 70s come back.
Yep. I never knew they left. So that was the inspiration for all the windows. You know, in the living room. Which is just,
and the setup and again, the decorating and the white and the flow width is so beautiful.
The shelves, I actually did it at the end there. Not at the end, but I kind of, I was watching some sitcom. I mean, this is where you get your ideas. You're constantly looking. And I was watching a sitcom and the shelves weren't on both sides of the fireplace. And in this show, they had that. And I thought, oh, I want that. Called my carpenter. And I mean, literally, he was showing up that day. So it was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And I mean, they work with you. You do the change form. They got it worked out. So they did the beautiful shelves. I love that. And then the other thing too, even early on when I was designing things, you know, you want to keep walking through your house in your mind over and over and over again because things come up. I originally had the stairs that go upstairs over at the end of the house. Wow. And still was going to have the fire and all that. And then I thought, wait a minute, why would I have this property, these stairs cover all of these trees?
Yes.
So I went to the design guy and said, we got to move the stairs somewhere else because I want to be able to see the trees. And that's when I realized. But I had to walk through the house mentally in my head several times to get to that point to realize.
And remembering the change order forms is important as well. Now, as you flow in, we have the powder bath, the way up the stairs, which we'll get to the upstairs in a moment. And we go, and the master, as beautiful as it is, I'm going to say the bedroom, as all bedrooms, it's the decorating that makes it so awesome, the size itself. But when we turn and we see the barn door, cool touch going into the master bath or the suite. And then we have the freestanding tub. Tell me a little about your shower as well.
Okay, so the shower, you walk in, so there's no door. You just put the switch on outside the shower. So, it's just the thought of having a shower, you just push a button. You don't have to actually go in and adjust. The floor is gorgeous. I mean, it just looks like, again, you're camping and you're just taking a shower out in the woods on the pebbles. So it's really nice. It's warm. Some people say, oh, is it warm in there? Well, I have zoned heating and air everywhere. So if I know I'm going to take a shower, I want it to be real warm, I can always just jack up the heat in just my bedroom if I want to. But it's really not necessary. I've always wanted a French tub, so that's why I have the freestanding tub. And again, with budgeting, I thought it was going to be out of my budget, but we were able to find out the average amount that people spend on their Whirl tubs, and it came in about the same. So I didn't feel like it was an indulgent to do that. So the barn door, absolutely. I knew that that's something that I wanted, and I really like how that looks as well. So.
All right. So now as we go upstairs, we have there's the kids' bedrooms, both sit upstairs with the Jack and Jesse bath. Yes, I snuck it in. And I like how we have the great linen that's kind of the back side of the bathroom, that's the hallway.
Yes.
So we have plenty of additional storage upstairs as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't leave any space unused. As a matter of fact, even in my office nook, there was like this much space left between the stairs and the office nook, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to crawl into there, so I had him create a door in the garage so that little box of spaces could be used for something else in the garage. But we have we call it the Jesse Jack as opposed to the Jack and Jill bathroom, because that's my kids' names. And that's upstairs. The rooms aren't huge, but they're just perfect size for what they need. They've got the built-in closet drawers and shelves, which is wonderful because then you're not using any foot space with a chest of drawers. Yes. So it's just real clean, real simple. And
Tell me about the vanity.
So then I was going to say, and I forgot to mention it in the master bathroom too.
Oh, yes.
One of the things you kind of have to decide, I think, when you build a house is, are you building your forever house or are you building your house to resell?
Yes.
Now, I built my forever house. Yes. So I didn't care if people wanted regular old vanities that you see in every home you ever go in. I wanted something different. So I used antiques. So the piece that I used upstairs is close to 100 years old, and it was something that was used in kitchens where they would do the prep work and then they wouldn't have the running water, so they could take it out, rinse it out, and come back and continue the prep work in kitchens. So I bought that at a beautiful antique store and then just had them put 2 vessel sinks on top with the pretty mirrors. And then in my master bathroom, the same thing. I just had them put a vessel sink on top of a beautiful antique. Of course, if I did ever have to sell, those things would stay. They are permanent parts of the home now. Yes. But you're not going to walk in to any home and see that. And that's what even my chandeliers I have, here. There were some really expensive chandeliers that I thought were neat, and I thought I invented this, but I found out I didn't. But I was talking to my electrician, and I said, what would be cool is just to be able to have lampshades that come out of the ceiling, and I could change them. I mean, if I want to put Santa Claus lampshades up, I could do that, right? Nice. Or if I want to go just black or simple or floral like I have, is there a way you could make this thing? And I was thinking, this is my next $1 million, and they already existed. But anyway, again, you can really change the whole flavor of a home just by changing the lampshades above your island,
Yes.
So anyway, I just try to find, I have a lot of beadboard in the house, which is, you don't see a lot of that anymore. Nope,
it's so pretty.
But it's just, little things like that where I made it the forever house for me, not necessarily, even the open shelves, like we were talking about before, that's maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but it's something that I really wanted, so.
Well, I love it when we get to have such great evidence of the value of doing custom, putting your own creative twist, realizing you're not limited, and even if you think you are, ask, because you might be surprised at what is available to you. All right, flowing through quickly because I don't want to burn up too much time. I love how we link through the laundry room. There's the garage in the middle, and then we link to the laundry room. So we're very close to Mom, and yet everybody has plenty of sound privacy and everything else. And as we flow into her room, now she has the full kitchen,
Yes.
beautiful full living room, her own porch, which is fantastic.
Her own fireplace.
Her own fireplace, which I know is nice for her. And then we have the craft room in the closet, in the huge closet, the massive bedroom, and then the beautiful bath. Outside, we have the wonderful swimming pool. Anything else about the exterior that you want to elucidate upon, other than the fact that your personal porch is extremely cool, and you have that great front porch for sitting as well.
Yeah.
Those are mine. There you go. I went on those. But any others you want to point out?
Well, my son said something to me shortly after we moved in, which was the biggest compliment. He said to me, Mom, and we're the newest house in this neighborhood. Yeah. And he said, Mom, we have the oldest house in this neighborhood. And that was kind of cute how he said that. And I said, well, actually, we have the newest one. He said, no, what I mean is this looks like, a classic older home. And I thought, bingo, I got it. That's what I was looking for. I didn't want it to look like everything else. And so the exterior is the house that I wanted, the way I wanted to do it. Even up to on the second floor, there's a decorative metal piece, beautiful antique that I call my Oklahoma mama gave me, Mrs. Bowman, and she picked it out and it's beautiful. And we have it right up there. I mean, that is something that's very unique to this house that nobody else is going to have. And that's something I really got from You Build It as well, and from Ron Brown especially, is that when there was something that I was, toying around with doing, he would just always say, well, sure, do it. It's your house. You can do it. Do what you want, And then if I said, well, is that something we can do? And he'd always say, well, you can do anything you want. Not everything has a price to it, but you can do whatever you want. And I think that was the kind of confidence I needed, that I didn't have to do it exactly like everyone says I have to. If there's something I want done, I mean, my fireplace is a perfect example. It's a big old chimney. And at first they were like, I don't know, that's a pretty big chimney. And Ron said, you can have a chimney, it's just gonna have to be a big one. There's some different things we're gonna have to do. And we made it work, we made the chimney work. It's just, it costs a little bit more to do certain things, but you just have to decide, what's important to you and make your decisions from there.
Again, it's custom, and just always remember the triangle and how you need to adjust and what the goal is and what has to be achieved and what has to be achieved today and what can be achieved tomorrow. Regardless I will end it with this. Beautiful, beautiful job. Thank you so much for being kind and taking time out of your day to visit with us. What a blessing. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jason with Agile Spray Foam. We are the premier spray foam contractor for You Build It. We do spray foam installation, closed cell and open cell. We would love to talk to you more about that product. Please give us a call at 405-397-0233. Ask for Chad or visit us online at agilefoam.com. Thank you.
We are back with Doug Ogburn from First United Bank. And Doug, I know you haven't been with us since year one, but I think you've been with us since year two. That's over 9 years that y'all been doing You Build It loans. Last check, it was a little over 200 of our clients' homes y'all have done the financing for to build their home. Tell us, what's one of the things that has made You Build It jobs so successful and working with First United Bank for the lending?
Well, that's really easy. First of all, when we've done that many loans and have that big of a track record, it's real easy for us to want to continue to do loans with You Build It because of the cost that you guys save the customer. The value that we get from the appraisals makes it very safe from a banking standpoint to do these type of loans. And if they weren't, we wouldn't continue to do them. So we look forward to working with the customers on doing loans for You Build It.
Now, one of the pluses that I know there are people that are going to wonder about is First United not only handles the construction loan, which of course you have to build, but takes out and handles the mortgage as well. Discuss that just a little bit so people understand the flow of that and the value of keeping it all in one lending location.
Absolutely. You want to have a place where you can go from one loan right to the other for a couple reasons. One is because when we go from your construction to the perm, we're going to save about $1,000 minimum versus a person doing a construction loan at one bank or company and doing a final loan at the other. The other thing is we're going to use the same appraisal, so you don't have to go through another appraisal process. We use a lot of your same documents, so it's a real easy transition going from the construction loan to the permanent financing.
And I know for many clients, one of the biggest values they've had is, well, as a rule, you're shopping to get the client the absolute best rate. First United will in-house the mortgage when that is the greatest benefit to the client and being able to make a clean transition straight from one to the other. So if anyone that's ever insecure or wishes those old days of one-time close, what Doug offers you at First United is even better than those situations. Now, for those that are concerned about interest rates and PMI and such, what are some of the values you have on the You Build It jobs in that area to help them know they're getting the best rate and the lowest monthly payment possible?
Well, first of all, we will have the most competitive rates of any bank out there. We don't get beat on that. We're going to be very competitive. Secondly, on our costs, we're going to be less than anybody, at least $1,000 less. Thirdly, we're not going to sell our customers' loans. We're going to keep them. And when we keep your loan, it lets us real easily refinance them at no cost every time rates drop. That's something that we do that not any other lenders actively do. You know, one of the greatest things is because of the value that your customers get, they often find themselves below 80% and they don't even have PMI. So that makes they're going to get the best rate, the best value, the best everything they can in a mortgage situation.
Average client, for those of you that are payment buyers, the value of that is for the exact same monthly payment, you can build 4 or 5% more home because it's thousands of dollars more home for the same payment because it's going towards your house and not some crazy insurance company. I would love to keep going because I love the information. I know how much this matters, but for clients that want to be able to talk to you beforehand or even just go online and apply, since we're running out of time briefly, how would people reach you?
Well, they can reach me always on my mobile, 24/7. Whenever you're thinking about building or planning or budgeting or you have questions in that, they can reach me anytime at 405-819-1166, or they can go directly online to do an application at dogburn.fubmortgage.com, and I'll get back with them and review that with them right away.
So you can call that number or you can email Doug at dogburn@fubmortgage.com and he will get back with you with what you need and the application. Doug, thank you so much and we appreciate you greatly.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You're welcome. Hi, Bob Broderick. Dad always said if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Well, You Build It helps you make sure you know how. Visit youbuildit.com.
Your home's in your hands. You build it.
So thank y'all so much. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Brett's home and answered just a few of the questions. As you have more, hey, listen, that's why we're here. Go to youbuildit.com. Give us a call at 1-800-YOU-BUILD-IT. Drop by the office. We would love to visit with you, love to explain the system, see if it works for you. It doesn't for everyone, but hopefully it will. I will say this. If such a wonderful lady as Mrs. Brett can find the time to get it in, to take the guidance, to do such an amazing job, trust me when I say, no, maybe we're not for everyone, but I bet we are right for you. I hope we see you or hear from you soon. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Your home's in your hands, you build it. You build it's the place to go to build your home with people who know. Outstanding service, remodeling too. Your home's in your hands, you build it. Plumbers to roofers and cabinets too. We find the best people and value for you. Hammer all day or hire a crew. It's up to you. Your home's in your